Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most beneficent, merciful, I'll begin. First of all, I welcome all the students who are interested in the scientific knowledge-based prototype to the products. I welcome all the students present their innovation in this platform. Welcome one by one. Please read the first student.
NSF 23 SPS A003. Zeenat Mariam.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you can proceed.
Yes, it doesn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can proceed.
Yes, okay. Neither fire nor electricity. Then how do we heat food? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Myself, Zeenat Mariam from class 10 of Sanam Model School, presenting to you all on the topic, heat food without fire. So before I move on with my presentation, let me tell you the background why I chose this topic. One day, when I was studying about the defeat of Germany because of cold climate and starvation, I thought, then how do soldiers in cold climates heat their food without the availability of fire and electricity? That's when I started wondering whether exothermic reactions, which releases a lot of heat, can heat food. Then I started my research about how to heat food without fire with the help of chemicals such as calcium oxide and magnesium. My introduction. So this research in chemistry explained the practical visualization of exothermic reaction. And it also demonstrates importance of topics such as electron transfer, local cell formation, and passivation. So exothermic reaction are those chemical reactions which produce a lot of heat. So the energy dissipated in an exothermic reaction is transferred into the surroundings. Therefore, the change in enthalpy is negative in a reaction, in an exothermic reaction. Here, enthalpy means a quantity that measures the heat content of a system by calculating the change in energy. So, my hypothesis from this project is neither fire nor electricity. Then how do we heat food? Is magnesium better than calcium oxide in heating food? And is there any other alternative for the soldiers in cold places to heat their food without fire? My independent variable and dependent variable in this project are independent variable, the mass of chemicals, and the dependent variable is the heat generated. So the main motive of this research is to reveal that the exothermic reactions that drive the working of heat amine packs. And it also aims at comparing the heating efficiency of two elements, one which is calcium oxide and the other one is magnesium. So the theory of my project is heat amine packs relies on the reaction of elements with water which produce heat. First one is magnesium with water which produces magnesium hydroxide. We know that magnesium is an easily oxidizable agent which will lead to passivation process and hence will prevent further reaction. So we add iron to magnesium to control this oxidation process. So electrons from magnesium will pass to iron as iron is less reactive than magnesium and then into the water. As iron mediates a combination of magnesium cations and hydroxide anions. Sodium chloride, that is common salt, is added to water to equilibrate the charges of magnesium and hydroxide ions. And the second one is with calcium oxide. We all know that this is an ideal exothermic reaction where silicate lime releases heat on reaction with water. So I have done two experiments here. The first experiment, my aim of the first experiment is to check whether magnesium hydroxide heats food. So the materials required here are a small amount of magnesium and iron powder, cold saturated sodium chloride solution, that is salt water, a heat resistant glass, laboratory thermometer, and a foodstuffs to observe the heating process. First is take a small amount of magnesium in a beaker, add iron to it, and add 15 ml of saturated salt water to it and place the foodstuffs inside it and close the setup with an aluminum foil and check the heat observed. And my second experiment is with the calcium hydroxide. And my aim for this is to check whether calcium hydroxide heats food. Here the materials required are small amount of calcium oxide, cold water, heat resistant glass, and a laboratory thermometer and foodstuffs to observe heating. So here the procedure is take a small amount of calcium oxide in a beaker, add 15 ml of water, place the foodstuffs in a smaller beaker and place it inside the latter and close the setup with an aluminum foil and check the outcomes after 2 minutes. So my observations here are, as you can see, in magnesium, we could see a change of temperature in water from 26.2 degrees Celsius from 27.2 degrees Celsius. In tea, from 25.9 degrees Celsius to 26.5 degrees Celsius. In apple puree, from 25.9 degrees Celsius to 27.1 degrees Celsius. And with calcium oxide, water from 26.2 degrees Celsius to 26.6 degrees Celsius. With tea, from 25.9 degrees Celsius to 26.5 degrees Celsius. And with apple puree, 25.9 degrees Celsius to 26.7 degrees Celsius. This is my statistical analysis. With apple puree, we could see a heavy rise in temperature with magnesium. And with water as well, you could see a heavy rise in temperature with magnesium. With tea, in both, we had the same rise in temperature. These are the photographs of my project, which I did. This is apple puree in magnesium hydroxide, and this is tea in calcium hydroxide. So my results in this project obtained are, both the experiments resulted in an increase in temperature of food products, yet with faster rate of heating observed in experiment 1, that is with magnesium hydroxide. My future scope for this project is, the project is anticipated to be extended as a replacement for fire in times of emergency. This project can be used only for the purpose of emergency times, not routinely. This is not used for a routine purpose. Then in future, I would like to carry it out with the proper laboratory setup and test with more food products and increase my observation time. And with further research, would like to convert it into a heater meal pack. So here we are. We reached the conclusion part. Here, I would like to conclude that this experiment was performed on a small scale with easily available setup, and my hypothesis was proved. Magnesium heats faster than calcium oxide, and exothermic reactions do heat food, and this could also be a replacement of fire in cold areas. Jazakallah.
What is the benefit of your finding as compared to the commercial available heat?
So could you repeat this question, sir? I was unable to hear you properly.
What is the cost effective as compared to commercially available product, other methods?
So if you could see the gas cylinders nowadays, they are rising the prices of it. Now I could see it's like 1,000 rupees in Chennai. So in times of emergency, if you use this stuff, it will be lesser than the cost of the LPGs we buy.
You are using different chemicals, For chemicals purchase, you have to spend more money.
But sir, when I bought it, magnesium costs very lesser, sir.
How much?
It was like I bought it for 300 rupees.
300 is expensive as compared to other firing devices.
When compared to 1,000 rupees, 300 is lesser.
So if you own a cylinder for 1,000 rupees, it will extend up to 30 to 45 days for mini cooking purpose. Is it
Yes,
affordable?
sir, but if you buy like 100 grams, I bought it for 300 rupees, so it will be cost effective.
Okay, for example, if you need to cook for 10 or 5 persons in your home, how much calcium or magnesium salt is required?
Sir, my project is about heating and not cooking, sir.
But you are providing an alternative solution for heating. Am I right?
Yes.
It's not about the cost effective.
Yeah.
Okay. Then don't compare the traditional or commercial cylinder rate, that is LPG rate, with your chemical.
Yeah.
So you are giving a solution that is a alternate solution that we can consider this project in case of emergency or the time which the fire is not available.
Yes.
We can make use of these chemicals. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, ma, for your nice presentation.
Jazakallah.
The next participant, JPS A 015, Aisha Tasneem.
Sir, is the audio audible?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Aisha Tasneem from grade 9 Sana Model School. Here to present a research on the topic is my groundwater toxin. Have you all had a glass of water today? It contains molecules that are probably drunk by a dinosaur. Think about that for a minute. That is about the same amount of water present on Earth since it was formed, and it gets reused and recycled.
Aisha, sorry for the interruption. Your voice is not clear.
It's not audible?
It's audible, but it's not clear.
Is it visible? Is it audible now?
Yeah, you can proceed.
Have you all had a glass of water? It contains molecules that were probably drunk by a dinosaur. Think about that for a minute. That is about the same amount of water present on Earth since it was formed, and it gets reused and recycled over and over. That's why it's important to do what we can do to improve the water quality before it enters our waterway. I decided to check the water quality of my area. I observed that the bore water available in my area is yellowish color. And I also observed that most of the septic tanks are placed near the borewell system. There is no proper sewage system in my area, that is Kantabakam, and most of the people let their sewage water into the nearby empty plots, as you can see in the image. The research questions that arrived in my mind are: why is the groundwater yellow in color? Is my area's water toxic? Is it rich in heavy metals? Is it safe drinking water? Can it be stored? Aim. The main aim of this research is to determine the toxicity of water in my locality. Hypothesis. The surrounding and geography of an area affect the toxicity of groundwater. Variables. The independent variable is the location from where the water was collected, and the dependent variable are the microbial contamination, pH, ion, and pH. I tested the water samples for microbial contamination, pH, ion, and pH. Procedure. Collect 5 samples from across your locality. Make sure you collect the water directly from the underground without a filter. Location of the samples collected. I collected the 5 samples from different surroundings. For the microbial contamination, sterilize all the apparatus being used. Add 0.1 ml of sample water to the petri dish using the 4-plate method. Inoculate the samples with sterile nitrogen agar and McConkey agar. Incubate the samples for 24 to 48 hours at 37 degrees Celsius. Observe the samples after incubation. Do the gram staining procedure for one of the colonies present in the agar plate. Observe it under a microscope so that you can differentiate between the gram positive and gram negative bacteria. pH value. Take a pH paper strip and dip it into one of the sample waters. Observe the color change and compare it with the pH scale. Note it down. Repeat steps 1 to 3 for the other 4 samples. Next is iron. Take a precise volume of sample water. Acidify with dilute sulfuric acid. Add the thiocyanate solution. Compare the samples with the control. The intensity of the reaction color will tell us whether the iron content is more or less. Tedious. Weigh the ball you're going to use. Add 10 ml of sample water to the ball. Start heating the ball and start heating the ball. After the water has completely evaporated, weigh the ball again. Subtract the initial from the final weight of the ball so that we get the TDS amount in grams per 10 ml. Convert the grams per 10 ml to milligrams per liter so that you can compare it with the official standards. These were the observations made. Sample 1, 3, 4, 5 showed normal results, except for sample 2, which showed indication of microbial contamination. pH value. The pH value are observed as follows. Sample 1, 8.1, sample 2, 7.8, sample 3, 7.1, sample 4, 8, sample 5, 7.8. Iron. Sample 1 had low iron content. Sample 2 had very low iron content as there was no color change observed. Sample 3 and 4 had high iron content as there was a dark reddish brown being observed. Sample 5 had very low concentration of iron. TDS. Sample 1 and 2 had TDS of 1000 milligrams per liter. Sample 3 and 4 had TDS of 2000 milligrams per liter. Sample 5 had TDS of 1000 milligrams per liter. Data analysis. I have represented the results in form of a data. This graph is for pH value. This is for iron and this is for TDS. Result and discussion. Under the microbial contamination, we have sample 2 as the most contaminated water. I observed that the gram-negative bacteria were present in sample 2. It may be E. coli or other enteric bacteria. This may be attributed to the fact that there are many free plots filled with dirty sewage water. Sewage water may percolate into the ground and contaminate the groundwater. Next is the pH value. The safe pH for drinking water is specified as 6.5 to 8.5, and all the samples pH are within the safe range. Next is iron. Sample 3 and 4 had high iron content. This may be due to the geographical location of Karnataka. Next is TDS. The safe TDS for drinking water is specified as less than 500 milligrams per liter by the WHO. And all the samples TDS are more than 500 milligrams per liter. This may be attributed to the fact that this land is marshy and was once used for agricultural purposes. There may be a chance of high usage of pesticides. The pesticides may percolate into the ground and contaminate the groundwater. Overall, sample 1 had high TDS, sample 2 had microbial contamination and high TDS, sample 3 and 4 had high iron content and high TDS, sample 5 had high TDS. Conclusion. There are many other tests to be conducted to check the water quality, but I discussed and concluded based on the above tests. From the above tests, I concluded that there is a relationship between the toxicity of groundwater and the geography along with surrounding of an area. My project has met the expectation of the result that geography and surrounding of an area affect the toxicity of groundwater. Based on my results, I got these answers to my research question. Why is the groundwater yellow in color? Since some of the samples are high iron content, the groundwater is yellow in color. High iron content in water causes discoloration of water and makes the water appear yellow in color. Is my areas water toxic? Yes. Some of the samples showed positive for microbial contamination, iron and TDS. Is it rich in heavy metals? Yes. Since all the samples have high iron content, iron is one of the heavy metals present in water. Is it safe drinking water? One of the samples were positive for microbial contamination, some of the samples were positive for high iron content, and all the samples exceed the acceptable range of TDS, that is less than 500 milligrams per liter. Hence, my locality water is not suitable for direct drinking. Can it be solved? Yes. Using reverse osmosis for drinking purposes and installed filters can help to resist toxicity. Iron can be removed through oxidization. Boiling is one of the cheapest methods through which you can eliminate the microbial contaminants present in your water. Proper sewage system and placement of septic tanks away from the borewell system can also help avoid microbial contamination. Pitch announcement. What is the need for this research and what is the need for the pitch announcement? Can you stop your neighbors from letting their sewage water into the nearby empty plot?
Junior level going up on
Waste water into the water bottle? From carrying dirt?
food.
Internet connection.
Aisha, unmute your mic.
It is an unmute only, sir.
Yes, now it's okay.
Was it audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Yes, you can proceed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can proceed.
I completed my explanation, sir.
Okay, okay.
Was the last part audible?
So you have analyzed the total of 5 samples, I suppose.
Yes,
What is
sir.
the how did you categorize or how did you distinguish between these samples?
Your voice is not audible, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between your samples? It is collected in different area. What is the distance between that area?
Each sample was collected between 800 to 1 kilometer. 800 meter to 1 kilometer.
8 to 800 to 1 kilometer.
1 kilometer.
Okay. That you have mentioned your water sample have iron as a contaminant or a toxicity.
It is one of
Only you have identified iron, not other metals. Any other metals you have identified?
I have included in my question answer. When iron is more than the limited thing, then it becomes
That
the
is permissible limit. You
Yes,
have
sir.
identified iron more than the permissible limit. What is TDS?
Total dissolved solids.
Total dissolved.
Solids.
That you have mentioned that 6.5 to 8.5 is up for drinking. Is it right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I took it from our teacher website.
If your water have pH 8.5, it is potable. You can drink that water.
It is the highest desirable pH, but still installing appropriate filters would be good for drinking water.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
JPS 19, Syed Farhan Ahmad. Yeah, you can start.
And good afternoon for one and all present here. The title of my project, I am Sir Ahmad, studying in class 9 of Fatima Central Senior Secondary School. The title of my project is automatic battery charger. And the aim of my project is to create an automatic battery charger because transport is a fundamental requirement of modern life, but the traditional combustion engine used nowadays are quickly becoming outdated as petrol and diesel engines are a lot of carbon emitting. And whereas the people are quickly changing into fully electric vehicles because your zero tactile emission. And but in recent days, the fully electric vehicles are catching fires because of a lot of reasons like battery failure. One of the main reasons is overcharging or over discharging. The hypothesis of my project is to design an automatic charging circuit using transistors, LFP17 IC, and etc. Mission of study: independent variable, variable resistance, which is nothing but potential meter, dependent variable, DC output voltage, controlled variable, input AC supply. Materials which I have used of breadboard, transformer, transistor, resistor, piping wires, DC voltmeters, LMT1 some IC, LED bulb, diode, etc. Experimental plan. If the battery voltage is less than 12 volts, then the electric current will pass to a diode D5 and resistor O5 and it will go to the battery and the battery will use up the whole current. Whereas if the voltage is more than 12 volts, then it will pass to Xeno diode D6 which will break down the electric current and it will supply the sufficient amount of current for the battery. As a result, I can say that my hypothesis is true, and as a conclusion, I can say that implementation of automatic battery charger station is a new method to overcome risk of explosion of electric vehicles.
Have you finished your presentation?
Yes, sir.
What is the power of your charger, battery charger?
Sir, it's 12 volts, sir.
12 volt.
Yes, sir.
How much current?
Sir, something around. Sir, something around what?
Huh? How much ampere current?
Sir, I can't understand. Sir, I can't understand. Sir, can you repeat, sir? Sir,
Audible?
yes, sir, now it's audible, sir.
What is the power of your charger?
Sir, it's 12 volts. Sir.
Capacity.
Capacity. Sir, sir, it can. It's like when voltage is
What is
12
the
volt,
output
then
from
we have to
your
go directly,
charger?
sir. Sir, it's 12 volts, sir. It's 12 volts, sir.
4 volts.
12, 1, 2.
12. Okay. Okay, nice presentation. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Okay, sir, thank you, sir.
Next, JPS 25, Janisha Prita.
Good evening to one and all present here. I am Janisha Prita of class 10 from Fatima Central Senior Secondary School. Today I am belonging to junior level category in physical science. My topic is pneumatic braking system. Now think of a vehicle moving so fastly and there is no brake to stop it. How will the passengers feel? It is a nightmare, right? Yes, the braking system plays a very major role in a vehicle. Normally, brake uses friction between two surfaces that converts kinetic energy in heat and reduces the vehicle's motion. So to bring a betterment, air is used to apply brake and stop the vehicle. This air is stored and contains a pressure relief valve to keep the pressure tank in control. The synonym of air is pneumatic. This system is also called as pneumatic braking system. So why I took this topic is India is developing country where different kind of vehicles are used, but doesn't have a proper technology which causes accidents. One way by which accidents are caused is the braking system. So correction in it is required. So my hypothesis is pneumatic braking system using air as operating fluid would provide more efficient and safer braking system to vehicles. For this project, I took some materials that are pneumatic actuators, pneumatic tubes, pneumatic fittings, pneumatic valves, supporting frames, joints and mounts, compressor and push pedal. So my design of study is independent variable is pressure, dependent variable is force, and controlled variable is diameter. So now we will see what happens when the brake is applied. The air from the atmosphere is taken by the compressor and compressed, and it is saved in the storage tank. When the brake is pressed, the brake pedal opens, and the flow of air from tank to chamber, and air applies force on the diaphragm. So the push rod is pushed out and the lever is adjusted, and this causes friction and the vehicle stops. We saw that what happens when the brake is applied. So now we are going to see what happens when the brake is released. When the brake pedal is released, brake valve closes and the air flow stops, and the diaphragm turns normal and the vehicle moves. So this is what my analytical calculation is As we have already seen, the dependent variable is force. We are now going to calculate the force, which force is equal to pressure into area. Area is pi into d square by 4 in case 1. We are finding the force applied to stop and to return the stroke. As so that A2 is equal to pi into d square minus d square divided by 4. The given volt is substituted by the battery volt is 9 volts and the cylinder pressure is 3 bar. DC motor V is equal to 12 volts. Cylinder bore is 40 mm. Speed of the wheel is 220 rpm and the stroke length is 80 mm. Rod diameter is 60 mm. Diameter of air cylinder is 40 mm. So now, if we substitute these values, the force applied to stop the vehicle is 376.9 N, and the force required to return the stroke is 316.67 N. So my result is pneumatic braking are emerging technology because of its tremendous to stop and it is intrinsically safe. Atmospheric air is which is used as input is readily available, so it has infinite resources. It can be used for four-wheeler vehicles and also for industrial equipment. So my conclusion is it is an emergency braking system which will surely prevent from accidents and more stable than hydraulic braking system. So it can be used in off-roads, on-roads, slanting and steady roads. The cars won't be touched when this system is used as a standing vehicle. These are already in the heavy duty vehicles, but it can also use in four-wheel vehicles. Thank you.
Is the advantage of your braking system over the available braking system?
So again, can you repeat the question?
What is the advantage of your braking system as
It
compared
is
to
so stronger than so stronger than hydraulic pressure, and it is only used in industrial equipment. But I'm just telling that it can be also used in four-wheel vehicles also.
there already existed your braking system in the market?
Sir,
Is it already existed in the market?
yes, sir, but not in like local markets. It is in a high industry level.
Yes, yes. Tell me.
Sir, it is not sold in local markets, but it is in
Your voice is not audible.
sir, that it is used in like eight-wheel vehicles in that industry, but now I am just concluding that it is also used in four-wheel vehicles also.
Okay. Thank you very much for your nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
JPS 26, Amita.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can start.
Hello everyone, I am Amrita of class 10 from Fatima Central Senior Secondary School. I have done a project in the physical science category junior level. My topic is speed control of DC motor using PWM technique. We use DC motors in many systems in our day-to-day life. For example, CPU fans, fire extinguishers, toy cars, etc. are all DC motors which are operated by DC power supply. There are multiple ways to adjust the speed of DC motor manually. The simplest way is to achieve this with the help of a variable resistor. But in this method, the resistor dissipates excess energy as heat. To overcome this, using PWM speed control of DC motor would be achieved in more effective way. In this project, I will show how speed control of DC motor can be implemented using 555 timer IC and pulse width modulation. My hypothesis is that the speed control of DC motor is controlled in more effective way using 555 timer IC and PWM technique. The required materials are 555 timer IC, 12 volt DC motor, diodes, capacitors, resistors, potentiometer, MOSFET, breadboard, power supply, connecting wires, etc. In the IC 555, the circuit is being operated in astable mode, which means it produces a continuous high and low pulses. In this mode, the 555 can be used in the circuit. The DC motor is operated by a 555 integrated circuit as a pulse width modulator with few small adjustments to the circuit. The frequency of operation of this circuit is provided by the passive parameters of resistances and capacitors attached to it. So speed of the DC motor is controlled. So the procedure is pin 1 is connected to the DC ground. Pin 8 and 4 are connected to the 12 volt supply. 6 and 2 are connected to the capacitor. It is connected between pin 2 is connected between the ground. The wiper pin of the potentiometer is connected to pin 3 of 555 timer IC. Two diodes are connected to other two pairs of potentiometer as shown in the circuit diagram. The common point of the diode is connected to pin 7. Pin 2. Pin 7 is pulled high with the help of a 10k ohm resistor. The gate terminal of the MOSFET is connected between 12 volt supply and drain of the MOSFET with the source MOSFET is connected to the ground. As a result, the DC motor speed is controlled by using power electronic device and the pulse with modulation is used which to control the speed of the DC motor. The speed pulse chain will be based on the required input speed. The circuit is used to operate the DC motors at required speed with very low losses and low cost. The circuit response time is fast, hence high reliability can be achieved. The design circuit will be tested with various speed inputs satisfactorily. Thank you.
What are the various places where we can use your DC motor?
CPU fans, fume extinguishers, toy cars.
What is the advantage of your DC motor over the other DC motor speed control?
The other DC motors dissipate excess heat, which sometimes causes the electronics to burst, fridges to burst. So with this, the speed is controlled. So it can be useful to every device.
Okay. Thank you very much for your nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
JPS 75, Aruba Abbas.
Good afternoon. Where?
Yes, Aruba Abbas, you can start.
Yes, sir. Now it can back to me. No. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. My dear friends. My topic is the effect of temperature and air exposure on the ascorbic acid content of orange juice. My hypothesis is that I believe that consumers exposed to less air containing ascorbic acid would have high level of ascorbic acid than the continuous exposed to more air. I also believe that heating heating juices would make the ascorbic acid less than chilled one. My materials are endorsed and public style 100% fresh juice, eyedropper, 500 stars, Celsius thermometer, small metal saucepan, eyedropper, and eyeglasses. Thus, my procedure is I take some of 10 ml of endorphin and take 10 ml of orange juice. I add small of few drops of endorphin in the orange juice. Then after some time I keep it and let it set. After that I check that endorphin and mixture of orange juice contains ascorbic acid changes with color light brown. Then we take 20 like Celsius. We take the flask of 500 ml, then we add the orange juice to it, like few drops of this mixture we need orange juice, then we check the level of ascorbic acid in it. After that, we keep it aside, we check the temperature, the ascorbic acid is fuel or not. By heating it and keeping it in this. So when you keep it in chill state, it's refrigerator and keep it temperature to 4 degrees Celsius, we keep it extend to the correct, and after that check in Celsius thermometer, and then we check the level of ascorbic acid, and then after that we take a pan and put some water in it and then we boil it and add the flask in it and check until the level of ascorbic orange juice is stable or not, then we keep it aside and set it. This was my project. Thank you. And we have known that people sometimes say that after drinking cold chill, my throat is paining, my throat is paining because the level of ascorbic acid is high. Vitamin C is something that they say their throat is paining. And sometimes when the orange juice is kept in some hot places, when we drink it, it's like it's not tasteful for cold. It's not like tasty. Thank you. And my conclusion is that all I believe that all this might
Thank you very much for your presentation. So what is the
Sorry?
effect of temperature? What is the effect of temperature on ascorbic acid? How long it withstand?
temperature. Temperature can stand. I took like 49 degrees, 39 degrees and all. I didn't take higher degree.
39 degree.
Yeah. 39 degrees.
Can withstand up to 39 degree.
At 39 degrees water. At 39 degrees, it had less ascorbic acid, but when I heated to 49 degrees, the ascorbic acid was way more less than 39 degrees.
If it is react with the air, what happens?
Yes.
If it is exposed to air, what happens?
If it is exposed to air, the acid particles actually is not there in the juice, like it fly away with atoms, like we know. So due to that, the juice gets less and the taste of the juice changes.
That any hygroscopic effect?
No.
Okay, thank you very much for your nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, JPS 76, Mohammed Usman.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। मेरा नाम उस्मान है और मेरे स्कूल का नाम गवर्नमेंट बॉयज हाई स्कूल उर्दू मीडियम गोलकुंडा है। और मेरे टॉपिक का नाम चेकिंग द प्योरिटी ऑफ वाटर विथ मैनुअल वाटर फिल्ट्रेशन। इंट्रोडक्शन इंट्रोडक्शन अब मैं इसमें बताऊंगा वाटर फिल्ट्रेशन करने के लिए कौन से मटेरियल्स होना। क्वेश्चनिंग ऑन द टॉपिक, कब होना अपने को ये वाटर फिल्ट्रेशन। तो कहीं अपन फंस गए करे तो अपने को खाली पॉन्ड का रहता या फिर लेक का रहता, अपन दो जगह से पानी ले सकते, तो जब अपने को ये काम में आता वाटर फिल्ट्रेशन। और ये बहुत आसान तरीके का है, एक बार छोटे बच्चों को ही बताए तो वो भी समझ जाते हैं एक बार। दो दो बेस्ट मटेरियल्स है इसके, सैंड एंड ग्रेवल। दो बहुत जबरदस्त मटेरियल्स है जो पानी को बहुत क्लीन साफ करते हैं और लेयर्स जबरदस्त। और इसके एडवांटेजेस ये है कि इस ये टॉक्सिक मेटल सब निकाल देते, और इसके डिसएडवांटेजेस ये है कि जब अपन वाटर को प्यूरिफाई कर लेते तो उसके बाद अपन उसको रोज रोज करना पड़ता अपने को। एक बार करे तो उसके अंदर वो जर्म्स हुए वापस फिर आते थे। अब नेचर में कैसा होता पानी प्यूरिफाई, नेचर में बोले तो जब पूरा पानी जो बारिश होके करके यहाँ से वहां से आता, सैंड से वो उससे उससे लग के पाउंड्स में आता, तो वो थोड़ा क्लीन होके आता। और मेरे पास स्लोगन भी है इसके वास्ते, प्योर वाटर इज द वर्ल्ड्स फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट मेडिसिन। It is not fair for 25% to pollute 75%. Thousand have lived without love and care, not one without water. मेरे पास इसका प्रोसीजर भी है। फर्स्ट एक बॉटल ले लेना अपन, उसको उसका बॉटम पूरा कट कर देना, कट करके उसको ऐसा उल्टा करके इसके जो ढक्कन रहता है उसको होल्स मार लेके उसके अंदर कॉटन डालना फर्स्ट। उसके बाद फिर चावल को ऐसा भी डाल सकते या फिर अपन उसको चावल बना के भी डाल सकते ऐसा। उसके बाद फिर उसके ऊपर फिर से और एक लेयर कॉटन की लगा के उसके ऊपर सैंड डालना। उसके बाद फिर और एक लेयर डाल के उसके ऊपर छोटे पत्थर डालना। इसके उसके बाद इसके ऊपर फिर कॉटन लगा के ग्रेवल्स डालना। उसके बाद फिर अपन ये कॉटन अगर है तो अपन रख सकते, या नहीं है तो उसको लीव भी कर दे सकते। उसके बाद पानी डाल के देखना, अगर अपने को ये करना है तो अपन इसको पीना है तो सनलाइट में भी रख सकते, या फिर अपन इसको गर्म करके भी पी सकते। अगर अपन सनलाइट में रखे तो इसको खाली टैप वाटर की तरह यूज कर सकते हैं। अगर गर्म कर लिए तो पीने भी काम में आता। मैं आपको बता दूं ये डर्टी वाटर इसमें डाले तो ये क्लीन हो गया। देखिए आप देख सकते क्लीन वाटर आ रहा, आप देख सकते हैं। थैंक यू।
Okay, thank you for your illustration. Nice one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch.
Next, JPS SPS 78, Jatawat Akshita. JPS SPS 78, Jatawat Akshita.
The student available in the Zoom meet. Butter fueled bar. JPS A 078. Candidates there?
JPS 79, Arshia Mohammadi. Yes, you can start. Arshia, you can start.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Give me 1 minute. Assalamualaikum. My name is Arshia Mohammadi. I am studying 10th standard from DTH Second and Golconda. Today my topic is how to maximize solar.
Yeah, but how many pending?
लेकिन चंद सालों से हम इसे बिजली में तैयार करें पहले इसका इस्तेमाल खाली जगहों पर सोलर पैनल लगाकर किया जाता था लेकिन अब इसका इस्तेमाल फैक्ट्रीज में घरों में किया जा रहा है अब सवाल ये पैदा होता है कि हम इसे कम वक्त में तैयार करें कैसे बने एंड मिनिमम टाइम में हम तैयार करें कैसे बेनिफिट हासिल करें ये सवाल मेरे दिमाग में जुलाई और अगस्त के महीने में आया जब मैंने थोड़ी मालूमात इकट्ठा की तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि शायद इस एक एंगल से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी तवन्नाई नहीं जा पाता थोड़ी और मालूमात हासिल करने के बाद मैंने अपने डॉक्टर से कि अगर हम क्षमता वाली सोलर पैनल को सूरज के मुखालिफ यानी अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में रखें इसकी तवन्नाई नहीं जा पाता इसके लिए मैंने अपने दरकारात इकट्ठा किए थे सोलर सेल विद माउंटिंग यूनिट प्रोटेक्टर वोल्टेज मीटर इसके लिए मैंने सबसे पहले ये देखा कि दोपहर में धूप ज्यादा कब होती है दोपहर में 12 से 2 से ज्यादा धूप होती है इसलिए मैंने यही वक्त का इंतखाब किया मैं सबसे पहले 40 डिग्री के एंगल पे सोलर सेल को रखा 2 घंटे तक धूप में रखा 2 घंटे बाद वोल्टेज मीटर से वोल्ट की जांच की और नोट किया हर दिन अलग अलग एंगल पर इस अमल को दोहराया तकरीबन 9 दिन बाद मैंने देखा 40 डिग्री पे इसने कोई तवन्नाई हासिल नहीं की 60 डिग्री पे इसने 0.6 तवन्नाई हासिल की 70 पे भी सेम 110 पे भी सेम एंड 140 पे भी सेम एंड 180 पे भी सेम 120 पे इसने कम तवन्नाई हासिल की लेकिन 90 डिग्री पे इसने 0.8 तवन्नाई हासिल की लेट्स सी यानी 5 में से 4% जितना तवन्नाई का हासिल किया इस तरीके से मैंने नतीजा किया कि अगर हम सोलर पैनल को सूरज के मुखालिफ यानी 90 डिग्री के अंदर से रखें ये तो उसमें चमकी तवन्नाई को सहने की और बिजली ज्यादा तैयार करने की कुव्वत आ जाएगी इस तरीके से मैंने नतीजा किया और मेरा नतीजा मेरे मकसद के बरअक्स है थैंक यू सर एनी क्वेश्चन
Thank you very much, ma'am. What is the difficulty of your system? Is there any difficulty you are facing? Do you understand English?
Please unmute your mic. Arshia, unmute your mic. Your mic is muted. Yes.
Is there any difficulty you find while designing your system?
यस सर डिफिकल्टी सबसे बड़ी ये आई थी कि मुझे एंगल नापने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी और ये समझ में नहीं आ था कि कहाँ मतलब सूरज के सामने रखना है या फिर मैंने मेरे सिस्टर ने हेल्प की और मेरे टीचर ने हेल्प की कि हम सूरज के सामने रखेंगे स्कूल के टेरेस पे और हर दिन क्या स्कूल के टेरेस पे 12 से 2 क्या है हम स्कूल में ही रहते तो हम आराम से क्या है नाप भी सकते घर में स्कूल में नहीं रहते 12 से 2 तो हम इजीली नाप भी सकते और रोज ये रेगुलरली प्रोसीजर चलते रहता अगर हम इसे बड़े पैमाने पे करें तो ये बेनिफिट भी हो सकता है
For your nice presentation.
Yes, thank you. All the best.
थैंक यू सर
JPS A80, Vasi Reddy. JPS A80, Vasi Reddy, Krishna Prabhas. Yes, you can start. Vasi Reddy, you can start.
Yes, sir.
Unmute your mic.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you can start.
Good day, respected judges. My name is V. Krishna Praharsh from Session Vita School, Amirpet. This is my model modified ESL. So, like whenever we wear headsets or earphones, we feel pain in this region and this region, as we can see here. This region and this region. So why is it so? The earphones push the earwax deep in the eardrum, ear canal, and when it dries near the ear canal, we cannot. We can see that it doesn't let the eardrum vibrate. This causes hearing, optic sensation, dizziness, and many such problems. And what is the problem with headset? Headsets exert pressure on this part of the head, which gives us pain. So therefore, we need another hearing gadget for a healthy productive workshop. So what is the solution? It is a modified earset. Modified earset works on a mechanism of the headset where the headband is removed. But when we see that this makes the loss of stability. So how did we gain it back? Here I have added a upper neck band in this part of the neck, as we can see here. Then there is a neck adjuster and neck adjuster and a lower neck band. The lower neck band is like a ring-like structure which is worn around our neck. So sir, this is the neck adjuster, and because a toddler's neck size can be very small compared to a adult's neck size, and the lower neck band is a very elastic, very stretchable neck band, and there is memory cushioning to adjust to the different parts of the body. Therefore, we don't feel any pain. And I'm also trying to develop an app which can help to adjust to the frequency of the sound level. Sound level. How can they do a different helpful? How can they be helpful? So, let us take an example of 528 hertz frequency. In this frequency, it gives us increase in concentration levels, awareness, and reduction in total concentration of reactive oxidative species. These species are the species which are present in our brain, which eat up our RNA, DNA, and protein cells. Sir, am I audible? Hello, sir.
Yes, was ready. Have you completed?
No, sir. I'm still continuing. So the model is very economical too, because the total cost of production of this model was only 350 rupees, and later the app is also free for and my guide teacher name is Sudha Srinivasan. My name is V. Krishna Prakash, and my school is Christian Vedanta School. Thank you. And also, sir, I would like to state that I was working in this model from the starting of 2022 and before Telangana Science Fair. I have won Telangana Science Fair second prize JPS.
How much cost for fabricating this device? What is the minimum cost required?
Sir, only prototype was 150 rupees, sir. And the total product with proper applications and all would be around 350 rupees. And this model is specially for the the person who works in IT jobs or call center jobs, who wears a hearing gadget for long hours.
Thank you very much for your nice presentation. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
JPS 81. Sayyida Maimuna. Sayyida Maimuna, 81. Are you there? JPS 82. Haifa Akil. JPS 82. Haifa Akil.
Dark reality of old spring. 082.
Sayyida Hana, 83.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can start.
Please proceed.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I am going to explain about my experiment called which soap is the best. Soap is a daily use product and we should be aware of all the chemicals that are present in it. Use of poor quality soap can cause many skin conditions like acne, eczema, hives, rashes, etc. So we need to use good quality of soap. The quality of soap is determined based upon their TFM values. TFM stands for total fatty matter. It is the amount of fats that are present in soaps. These contain fatty acids like oleic acid, stearic acid, palmitic acid, etc. So the materials that I have used in this experiment are soap samples, spatula, weighing scale, hot air oven, separating funnel, water bath, desiccator, beaker, distilled water, concentrated sulfuric acid, and petroleum ether. So for this experiment, first take 5 grams of soap sample and dissolve it in 200 ml of distilled water. Then add a few drops of sulfuric acid till the soap gets converted into oil. Now shift this liquid in a separating funnel and separate the aqueous layer and the organic layer. In the organic layer, add some boiled water and wash it twice. Add a small amount of petroleum ether and shake it vigorously. In the aqueous layer 2, add a small amount of petroleum ether and wash it. Now evaporate the combined ether extract by using a water bath. A water bath is an instrument that is used to heat substances while preventing them from ignition. Then use a hot air oven at a temperature of 800 degrees Celsius to heat it without exposing it to atmospheric moisture. Then use a desiccator to cool it. These are the results that I have got. According to this, Mysore Sandal soap is the best with a TFM value of 80%. The formula that I have used here is the weight of the total fatty matter that is obtained after the completion of the experiment divided by the weight of the soap sample that we have taken into 100. So according to this, Mysore Sandal soap is best, Synthol, followed by Synthol, Park Avenue, and Godrej number 1. So we can conclude that all the soaps that we have taken here are of good quality. The grade 1 soaps are those soaps which have a TFM value of more than 75%. The grade 2 soaps are the soaps which have a TFM value of 70% or above. The grade 3 soaps are the soaps which have a TFM value of 60% and above. All these soaps are of good quality, meaning that they clean our skin through different layers and also they moisturize it. They are also good for the environment as they can be decomposed easily. Poor quality soap should improve their procedures and add more total fatty matter to make it better. Thank you.
Thank you for your nice presentation. So the commercial sample you have displayed variable in its size and also mass. It will impact your calculation.
Yes, sir. For the calculation, I've taken the weight of the total fatty matter. That is the one I got after the experiment, divided by the weight of the soap sample. That is here I've taken 5 grams into 100.
So you have performed a standard calculation, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is your suggestion? Which commercial sample is best?
Yes, sir. Mysore Sandal soap is the best.
Oh.
Can you read out some soap name?
Yes, sir. Mysore Sandal soap, Synthol, Park Avenue, and Godrej number 1. Grade 1 soaps.
What is the first one? Mysore Sandal. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Synthol. What about the nature of the effect of the bacteria? Because lifebuoy we are using for.
No, sir. Lifebuoy is actually the last. TFM is known for cleansing the skin through different layers. So the higher the TFM, the more germs are killed and the more clear and clean our skin is.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
JPS 84, Akshaya.
There.
Yeah, kindly unmute your mic.
Yes, చెప్పు good evening sir.
Good
Yeah, you
evening.
can, yes, you can start. Good evening. You can start.
Good evening, sir. My name is Akhila. I am studying in ninth. My name is Akshaya. I am studying in ninth standard. Today, my project is about laser security system, sir. Nowadays, we are seeing that most of the people are losing their lives by poisonous animals, reptiles, etc. So, this is a new way to protect the people's lives from these bites of hazardous animals, etc. And the main intention of this project to make the man alert by detecting the poisonous animal or reptile by laser light. And for this we need the components. Like laser light, LDR, comparator, and buzzer. And laser stands for light amplification by stimulated emissions of radiation. And LDR means light dependent resistor. It will always measures the light which falls on it continuously. And buzzer, it makes a sound. And let me show how it works. Here, I arrange that laser light and LDR parallel to each other so that laser light directly falls on the LDR. So this laser light directly falls on the LDR. Whenever there is a interrupted or disturb of the path of laser light, then it will trigger the buzzer, and then the person come to know that there is something hazardous animal is entering into her house, so that he can protect themselves. And the advantage of this exhibit is it works with it. This system requires low computational requirement, and it will reduce manpower. The most important thing in this project is to be considered is that this energy. So for this system, the energy resource required is that solar rechargeable battery, so that it will this system conserves energy. Here, my project is not damage any atmosphere or surroundings, because as it works with simple solar energy, and it can be used in our residence. Not only in our residence, it can be used in airports and construction sites, in banks, and in shopping malls, etc. And by using this scientific technology, we can protect ourselves from hazardous animals like snakes, scorpions, etc. So I am very thankful to my science teachers and regional level state fair and national level science fair. So thank you.
A nice presentation. What is the type of laser you are using?
Grade 1, sir.
What is the laser you are using?
LDR, sir. Light dependent resistor.
Is it commercially available? How much if it is available?
Yes, sir, it is available.
How much?
So it is cost efficient, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for your nice presentation. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
JPS 85, Kalvika. JPS 85 Satvika.
Satvika is there.
JPS 86 Nazira Kazim. JPS 86
Yes, sir. Present. Just 1 minute, sir. I want to adjust my camera.
Yes, you can start, Nazira.
I am audible, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you can start.
I am Nazira Kazim from class 9 Hussain Public School, Kalpuri, Karnataka.
I think your mic is not connected with your device. You're not audible.
Am I audible now, sir?
You can speak.
Yes, sir. Good evening. I am Nazira Kazim from class 9 Hussain Public School, Kalpuri, Karnataka. My topic is automated vocalizer for the dumb people. This topic is all about the vocalizer for the dumb people, as dumb people cannot speak and could not be able to express their feelings. So for this disabilities, I got this idea and wanted to make a vocalizer so as they can speak. The reason for this is only to help the dumb people, as we all know that dumb people cannot speak. Anything a dumb or mute person wanted to speak, all the electrical signal from that person's brain can be copied or kind of like downloaded from one's brain and fed it to a computer, which in turn connected to an automatic vocalizer in the form of virtual speech synthesis, and eventually they can talk through a loudspeaker. Now I would like to say you how it is better than before. As I went through it more deeply, I found that many ways the people had already tried to make the gadgets for the dumb people. So one of the project was gesture vocalizer for the interaction with the dumb and deaf people. In that project, they use screens, hand actions for the single letter, means that the dumb people has to use their hand action for saying a single letter, but there is no need of any hand action or any screen in my project. Just we need a brain scanner and a vocalizer. Nextly, I would like to explain you about my model. This is the dumb girl sitting here, and this is the robot which has been converted into the vocalizer. The band on the head of this girl represents the brain scanner, which scans the brain of that dumb girl and catch all the electrical signals from her brain, and it will send it to the vocalizer with the help of these antennas. So when this brain scanner scans all the information from her brains and send it to the computer vocalizer, this vocalizer starts to work. Now I would like to show you how does it works. It has been activated. So here are your results. Now there is a great news for me, my project, and the dumb people. As I was going on with the research, I found that the Tesla has made a mobile phone which is very advanced and has a very special features. So one of its feature is that it can scan the brain of any person. So it means that we are very near to our success of making the vocalizer for the dumb people. The Tesla has made this for the purpose if a person met with an accident and that person cannot speak. So this mobile phone which Tesla had made scans the brain of that person and displays the information. So I wish the same technique to be used in my project, and I can make the automated vocalizer for the dumb people to convey their messages and so that they can be happy and they can speak like us. Thank you.
What is the cost of your this device for fabrication?
It is of 1800, I think so, sir.
Tell me, what is the cost?
1800, sir, approximately 1800.
300, huh? How much?
1800.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation.
Okay, Nazira, thank you very much. Next, SPS 003, Zubaida.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to one and all present here. My name is P.R. Zubeda of Sana Model School. My topic is, does molecular gastronomy boost our taste buds or is it really healthy? What is molecular gastronomy? The field of molecular gastronomy was developed to investigate the physical and chemical transformation of food ingredients during cooking. It deals with the enrichment of the taste, color, odor, and feel of different cuisines by comprehending modern technology with cooking. Molecular gastronomy is a style of cooking that relies on chemistry to create unexpected dishes that pushes the boundaries of traditional food. Here, to make my molecular gastronomy sphere, I used a method called spherification. The technique named spherification consists of shaping a liquid into small edible spheres of oil and calcium alginate capsules, taking advantage of the reverse dilation effect. My hypothesis is, what is molecular gastronomy? Is it really healthy? Is it really increases our taste bud? Does excessive amount of calcium help forming spheres or change pH? Yeah, so my independent and my dependent variables are independent variable, time taken for the formation of spheres. Dependent variable, xanthan gum. The materials required to make the spheres are distilled water, vegetable oil, sodium alginate, calcium lactate, yogurt, and vegetable oil. The procedure to start off, by making the sodium alginate solution. We will blend sodium alginate with distilled water and refrigerate it overnight. To make the soft food, we will take our calcium lactate and dissolve it in the yogurt. Now, we will scoop out the yogurt and leave it in the sodium alginate solution for approx 2 minutes. And you will grease your spoon, take out the yogurt and rinse it with the distilled water. And there's your yogurt sphere ready. Now, according to my experimental data, my sphere was tasted from the age group 5 to 35 years, where 80% of the people gave a positive response and 20% disliked it. They had their own reasons, such as some found it to be sour, some found it to be tasteless. But on a positive note, many found it to be creamy, fun. Most probably, it attracted both kids and adults. They told that the surreal ambience of the yogurt attracted them. So the result I tell that the molecular gastronomy has a positive result and that it does influence our taste bud and it does not have any ill effect on our health. While making the spheres, I attempted 3 times, in which 2 times my attempts were failed due to the disproportionate measurement and the time span. With this, I also took a pH test of my sphere, in which it ranged up to the scale of 4 to 6, which is slightly acidic, but it will not affect our gastrointestinal tract. Now, the variables affecting my process are viscosity, acidity, calcium content, and time. Now, calcium content, if your food does not have enough calcium, it will not react with the sodium alginate to make the spheres. For that, you can add 0.2% of calcium lactate to your food. Now, viscosity, if the processed liquid is very thin, you cannot make spheres out of it. So for that, you can use 0.2 to 0.5% of xanthan gum. Time, again, the more time you leave the sphere in the sodium solution, the nice and the thicker the outer layer will come out. Now, my future enhancement. I would like to continue this project as gastronomy helps our society in promoting and understanding among different cultures and bringing of people and traditional closer together. The knowledge that has gained through molecular gastronomy has given the chefs the ability to transform the taste and the textures of food in the revolutionary ways. And so I would like to show you a video with the permission. Can I?
How long it extends?
Only 5 seconds. Sir.
Okay.
Yeah, just a second. So how do I do? It's only the host channel. First, can I show it in my another device?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so you can see this. So yeah, this is also a molecular sphere which is named Mochi, and it is in Japan. And you can see that it has already been, famous, and already people have started liking it. And so, with similarly, I also tasted 2 brands of ice creams in which I found that my molecular gastronomy ingredients have been used in their ingredients and recipes. That is the ice creams of Ibaco ice creams. And my conclusion is that my hypothesis have been proved. Molecular cooking is a very creative cooking method. It attracts people and kids, and it's a new food cooking phenomena for better experience and satisfaction. I would like to thank NSF for giving me this golden opportunity, my parents, my teachers, Sirwat Jabeen, and my friends, especially Masiha Fatima, for helping me throughout the journey. A recipe has no soul, but you, as the cook, must bring soul to the recipe. Jazakallah khair.
Okay, what is your finding? Is it healthy or not? This molecular gastronomy? Unmute your mic.
Yeah, so actually, it says the host is not letting you unmute. Yeah, so can you please come again?
So what about your finding? Is it the molecular gastronomy is healthy?
Yes, it is healthy. It does not have any ill effect, not it, affect harmful and all. It is healthy, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
SPS A007, Sumaya Fatima. SPS A007, Sumaya Fatima.
Stop me, mommy.
Sumaya Fatima, you can proceed. SPS A009, Shamima. SPS A009. Yes, you can start.
Yes, sir. A warm greeting from Shamima of class 11 from Fatima Central Senior Secondary School. My topic is about step-up DC transformer. As soon as you all hear this word transformer, you all might be picturizing a box-like structure which is placed in the main roads, right? So these transformers are nothing else but the devices which is used to control the voltages from alternating current to the circuits according to their requirements. So my main abstract of this project is to design a step-up DC transformer. So day by day, DC supply can be seen in almost all the modern electronics. Each application require different voltages, either higher or lower according to work properly. However, DC transformer is not like AC transformer because it does not have step-up and step-down voltages. So I thought of doing this, and the main materials which are required to perform these projects are breadboard, transformer, transistor, resistors, connecting wires, and the DC voltmeter. So the circuit diagram is represented here. For this project, I took NPN transistor because it seems to be working more because it has a lot of mobility of electrons than the holes. So I use this NPN transistor. So the main experimental plan is to analyze the input characteristics. So keeping the VCE constant, I changed the VBE and measured the IB accordingly. So then the next step is to Next step is to input the DC supply and it is fed to the circuit. And in the saturation state, the Q1 transistor is turned on and the Q2 transistor is turned off. And after the saturation state, the non-saturation state begins. So the Q2 transistor is turned on and the Q1 is turned off. So by varying this, I analyze the input and output characteristics by keeping the VCE in input voltage constant and IB in output voltage constant. So the booster circuit, when I kept the input voltage as 4, it gave me 10.5. So the amount of output voltage is double the amount of input voltage given. So from this itself, we can say the transformer has that capability, the DC transformer has that capability to step up the voltage given. So the next thing from the graphs are plotted here. From the above measured data, so the performance analysis of input and output characteristics of transistor is analyzed by keeping the base current and the collector emitter voltage constant. And the graph is plotted. From the above measured data, step up DC voltage is obtained for various input voltage using the transistor as the switching element. So from this, we can conclude that step up DC transformer with the help of the transistor can be designed, and this has been proved with the help of the graphs. Thank you.
How to convert to DC?
Sir?
How do you convert the AC to DC?
With the help of transistor, sir. Basically, it is the diode is the one which transforms the AC to DC. But in order to get more amount of electrons to pass through the circuit, I use transistor for this project.
What is the application of your DC transformer?
Application of DC, it can be used in many other application devices, sir. For example, power applications, those things it can be useful to switch out, to switch up and then to switch down the transformer to the current.
Okay, nice presentation, ma. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
SPS 10, Ritika. SPS 10, Ritika. Yes, Ritika, you can start. Ritika, are you ready?
Sir,
Yes, you can start.
the video is unable to start, sir.
Let me give me permission to access my camera.
Yes, you are given permission. You can access your camera.
Try now.
Can I change the phone, sir? Sir, can I change the phone?
Yeah, no problem. Sadiq ready? 11, Sadiq. Sunaya Fatima, are you there?
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Yes, Sumya, you can start.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Turn on your video.
Wait. Good evening to one and all present here. I'm Sumya Fatima of class 11A of Fatima Central Senior Secondary School. So the topic of my project is analyzing the characteristics of triac diag and implementing it for illumination control. I usually while visiting a restaurant, I always used to wonder why the brightness of the light is dim. Like I always used to think that is it possible in our homes as well. So I thought to design a low cost dimmer circuit with high efficiency. A low cost a light dimmer circuit that utilizes the current regulating properties of a triac. The triac provides a barrier in the circuit. The triac provides a barrier in the circuit, preventing current flows from a 60-volt AC source through the light bulb. During this time, voltage across a capacitor within the circuit builds up until it exceeds the breakover voltage of a triac. Once the breakover voltage is exceeded, the triac is fires and the current flows through the light bulb. So the selection, so first of all, we should set up the circuit as shown in the diagram. So input DC supply is fed to the circuit by varying the regulated power supply for various voltage. The forward bias is calculated. The same we have to do for reverse bias as well. But for illumination control, first of all, we should set up all the arrangements as shown in the figure. And we should input DC AC supply is fed to the circuit, but here it is with the help of the step down transformer. Diac used for triggering the gate pulse for triac. During half each cycle, when the voltage across the capacitor exceeds the breakover voltage of a diac, and fires the triac current then flows through the load. By varying the potentiometer, illumination of bulb is controlled, measuring the output voltage across the bulb. We have calculated and we have presented for forward bias, reverse bias, as well as for illumination control. So the result of my project is, from the above measured data, utilization and saving of energy is calculated. For conclusion, illumination control circuit with triac diac switches provided better output by controlling output voltage to bright and dim the light has been proved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your presentation. What are the advantage of your device? What is the advantage?
So we can dim the light. We can dim the light like if we want to dim the bulb, we can dim the bulb. If we need a high bulb, we can do that. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Ritika? SPS A010. Ritika, are you ready? A11 Sadiq? SPS A11 Sadiq? SPS 24, Marukunnisa. Yes, you can start.
Hi. Hi. Am I audible?
Yeah. You're audible.
Farooq Nisa from Noesis Junior College. I am from physical life category. And my project is of pH of shampoos. And my question is, which shampoo is best for our hairs and scalp? And my hypothesis is Clinic Plus. Clinic Plus is best for our hairs and scalp, but my hypothesis is wrong. How? I will show you. The materials which we take is 10 beakers and measuring cylinder, water, different shampoos. So we take 10 different shampoos to find out which shampoo is best for our hairs and scalp according to our pH. The purpose of doing this project to identify which shampoo is best for our heads and scalp according to our pH. Dermatologist suggests that most frequency 3 to 5 the scalp pH. The pH is 5.5 of the shampoo. So alkaline pH may increase negative electric charge of the friction between the fibers. Increase friction between the fibers. It may lead critical damage. The experiment conducted to find out the shampoo. We take 10 different shampoos. We take 5 ml of shampoo with 20 ml of water. We did it for 3 times, and the final value which we get is the amazing result which we get is Dove and the Shikekai, which is 5.1 is Dove and 5.2 is Shikekai. So my hypothesis is Clinic Plus, so it is wrong because the Dove is closer to 5.1 and the Shikekai is 5.2. This is our pH meter which we use. See, you can see which we test. And the materials which we take and the result, this is graph. This is the beakers. Thank you. Do you want to ask any questions?
How did you check the pH of samples? Different shampoo.
Did you?
How did you check using pH meter?
I take 5 ml of shampoo with 20 ml of water and I dipped it. Then it shows the value. See how it is showing now? 7.4. It is of Head and Shoulder.
So you have analyzed it with the pH meter. Am I right?
Yes, I analyzed the pH meter.
Okay. How many samples you have analyzed?
10 examples. We take 10 shampoos because nowadays there were many companies, there were many products. So we don't know which shampoo is best for our hairs and scalp. So I thought it is best to do this experiment.
Okay. Okay. What is the good quality shampoo you have identified?
The good quality shampoo is Dove and the Shikekai is good for our hairs and scalp. See.
What is the permissible limit of pH for shampoo according to dermatologist?
It is closer to the value 5.1 to 5.2, which is best for our hairs and scalp. The value which I get is Dove and the Shikekai is best. So Dove and the Shikekai is best.
Okay. Okay. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
SPS 25, Syed Maz.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Hello.
Are you Syed Maz?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You can start.
Hello, sir. Good evening. My name is Maz of BPC first year, Noesis Junior College. Today my project is about sound frequency of different antacids. Antacid is a medicine which is usually useful in digestion and relief from heartburn. In this project, I have taken two different types of antacid, gasofast and eno, at three different conditions. The three different conditions are hot water, cold water, and ice water. By using, I have checked the frequency by using Firefox app. Let's check the result. In gasofast, in hot water, the frequency was 60 decibel at 25 seconds. In cold water, it was 37.9 decibel at 40 seconds. In ice water, it was 42 decibel at 40 seconds. In result, in hot water, Eno gave us 38 decibel at 20 seconds. In cold water, it gave us 29.9 decibel at 30 seconds. In ice water, it gives us 47 decibel at 15 seconds. In this experiment, the highest decibel was of gasofast. It was 60 seconds in hot water. At 60 decibel, it was at 25 seconds. And the lowest frequency was Eno in cold water at 29.9 decibel at 30 seconds. Thank you, sir.
What are the
Any
antacid?
questions?
Yes, what are the antacids you have analyzed for the study?
Gasofast and Eno.
Yes. How many samples you have analyzed?
Gasofast. 3 samples of Eno, 3 samples of gasofast.
So which one is better? What is the impact, or what is the?
The better antacid is gasofast. It gives us 60 decibel in hot water. It is useful.
Okay,
We
fine.
can describe this as.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. All the best. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
SPS 26, Shamim Sultana. SPS 26, Shamim Sultana. SPS 27, Adiba Taranam.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Is it Adiba Taranam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can start.
Good evening, sir. My project is about germination through black water. So black water is often referred as a sports drink or energy drink. It's basically an alkaline water. It is known to have about 70 to 80 minerals in it, and it also provides several health benefits. Including this alkaline water to your diet can help you to boost your immunity, and it also improves your digestion. So I got this idea that why can't I use this black water as my experiment, as most of the sports person like Virat Kohli is promoting this Evocus brand of black water. So I thought to do this experiment, as I can't do directly experiment on humans, so I experimented on plants. So the purpose of doing this experiment was to determine the effects of black water in the plants. So what I did is I took this Evocus water and I have divided it into 3 replicates, 10%, 20%, and 30%. I took a 100 ml of water, 100 ml of water bottle, and I have added 10%, 20%, and 10 ml, 20 ml, and 30 ml of black water in each, and then I have filled the rest of the bottle with distilled water. So, and for control, I have used just distilled water. So, sir, as we can see that I got the different result of shoot and root. So, I want to do the further research on this project. Thank you.
What is the benefit of this black water than the normal water?
Like, sir, normal water don't have some minerals in it, but it provides us 70 to 80 minerals in that. It also have side effects. It has both side effects and benefits. It reduces body viscosity, and drinking black water is beneficial for diabetic people also. So side effects are it can lower our natural acidic level of our stomach and impact our digestion also. So it's good for someone and not good for someone.
Germination, you have chosen what type of seeds?
Maize seeds, we have used maize seeds.
Different type of seeds you have performed or single?
Only maize seeds I have used.
It boosts up the germination, black water. Have you compared the germination of normal water and black water?
No, no, sir, I have not combined that. I have just tested on of black water.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other participants are awaiting?
Ma'am, sir, my name is Hamiduddin Bilal. My number is 68. Can I give my presentation?
Wait a minute. What is your presentation number?
68.
JPS
NFS
or
2368.
JPS or SPS?
JES, ma'am.
JPS.
JES.
So your name is not listed over here. What is the allotted time for you?
Ma'am, it was in JES. Because of some confusion, I was not able to join the meeting.
What is your allotted time actually?
Before 1 o'clock, ma'am.
Before 1 o'clock. So we done.
It's not possible to present your presentation because its time is over. Also, your name is not listed here. Maybe with mark for you.
Okay. My topic name is Green Revolution using renewable energy, solar inverter.
Sorry, Bilal, your name is not listed here. JPS CA 78, Jetawat Akshita. Are you here? Sadiq?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can start.
Yes, sir. Am I loud and clear, sir?
Yeah, you can start.
Yes, sir. Pleasant evening to one and all present here, and also to the judges. Today, I'll be analyzing the performance of induction motor using circle diagram. And the materials required are induction motor, voltmeter, ammeter, wattmeter, connecting wires, and graph sheet. And the abstract of my experiment is the production and use of electric vehicles are becoming widespread. The negative effect of fossil fuel vehicles to environmental pollution also increases incentives and demand for electric vehicles. One of the most important equipment in electric vehicles is the electric motor. And the characteristics of electric motor change according to the usage area and power of the electric vehicles. There are some structural changes to the electric motor used for small performance electric vehicles and electric motors produced for medium and large performance vehicles, depending on the power and structure of motors. This is my experimental plan, sir. So what I have done is I have connected, the connections are made as per circuit diagram. The input AC supply is given to the motor. Without applying the load, I have measured the voltmeter, ammeter, and wattmeter reading. And then after that, applying full load of the rated machine, I have measured the voltmeter, ammeter, and wattmeter reading. And after doing this both, I have removed the load and switched off the power supply. And by doing this, the tabulation I have got for the induction motor specification is for low power, which is 5.6 kilowatts. For no load, the voltage was 400, the current was 6, and the power factor was 0.087. And for the block rotor, the voltage was 100, current was 12, and the power factor was 0.37. And for the medium power, which is 14.92 kilowatts, for the no load, the voltage was around 400, and the current was 11, and the power factor was 0.2. For the block rotor, the voltage was 100, current was 25, and the power factor was 0.4. And for the high power, which is 29.87 kilowatts, the test for no load was 400, the voltage was 400, current was 21, and the power factor was 0.09. For the block rotor, voltage was 100, current was 45, and power factor was 0.35. And the parameters are for the slip, for the low power slip, it was 44.7%. And for the medium power, which is 14.92 kilowatts, slip was 5.6%. And for the high power, it was 7.2%. And the torque that I have got for the low power is 12,440 sin watts. And for the medium power, it was around 27,030 sin watts. And for the high power, it was 51,980 sin watts. And the efficiency was around, for low power, it was around 82%. For medium power, it was 86. And for the high power, it was 92. So these are the graphical explanation for the performance of induction motor using circle diagrams, sir. This is for low power, medium power, and high power. And I have come to a conclusion that from above the measured data performance analysis of induction motor using circle diagram, it is calculated in a more efficient way. From the above analysis of high and low, medium and low, I have the range induction motor have maximum torque and efficiency. Thank you, sir.
What about the other kind of motor apart from the induction motor?
I have only taken for induction motors, sir, and I have done all the things that I could possibly do now.
So, you are only analyzing the performance of induction motor. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is there any new device or modification of device for induction motor?
No, sir. Actually, to buy a motor, it would cost around like 1.5K to 2K, so which I could not afford. But instead of buying a motor, I have done a calculation method in my notebook, and I can show you now if you want.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your presentation, and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
SPS 810 Ritika, are you there? SPS 810 Ritika. Satvika, JPS 85. Satvika, JPS 82. Haifa Akil, JPS 81. Saida Maimuna, JPS 78. Jatavat Akshita. Okay, rest other participants have nicely participated their presentation. All the very best for all you students. Thank you very much.
Zumera sister.